Really, really poor, all over the place. I think the lads described it in the commentary. They were a bit of a mess. They were. But then in the second half, they were amazing and should have won the game. They created the best chances. The fans got right behind them. And only for the Arsenal goalkeeper there making 2 magnificent saves, Liverpool would have won the game. But a really enjoyable game to watch. And too much, obviously, haven't played for United. But there is something bizarre when particularly when you're defending and your last 15 or 20 minutes, you're hanging in there. And especially when Liverpool are playing to the Kop. It is extremely difficult, let me tell you. Whatever the energy that's in the stadium, obviously the history of the club, is very, very difficult. That's why I think Arsenal should be delighted with the point. I really do. I know people will say, look at the bigger picture and City are back in control of it. I think it's a great point for Arsenal. I know they were 2-0 up and you could say they were very, very comfortable. But in the last 15 or 20 minutes where you're hanging in there against Liverpool in front of the Kop, you've got to be grateful for what you get out of the place. And that is a point. Well, they did. Liverpool fans and the team, they react to that. They're an emotional team, and it certainly helped them, absolutely. But Xhaka, these lads aren't going to change their ways. He'll probably do it again next week. But yeah, it changed the energy in the stadium. But obviously Liverpool still had to produce bits of quality, which they did. And that one mistake didn't help Liverpool create 6 or 7 great chances in the second half. That was pure quality from brilliant attack and play. But it gave him a bit of a lift, no doubt about it.
Xhaka for doing that.
Yeah, I just think, you have to show a little bit of fight. Yeah, but obviously there's a time when to poke the bear and to leave the bear sleeping.
That's what Gary kept saying on commentary, didn't he?
Poked at the wrong time. Surprising me with Trent, we see him week in, week out. It's as if he's never played a position before. He's an experienced player. He's played hundreds of games. He's won some big prizes. He's an international player. But when people move really quickly around him, it's as if he's never seen it before. And I'm thinking he must face that every day in training. He faces obviously every time he plays a top-level football match. But he seems surprised every time someone has good movement against him. He's not learned at all over the last few years from defensive play. That's the bit that really surprises me. He was obviously a few weeks ago at Bournemouth and he missed the target. And I remember I was really annoyed. I nearly put my foot through the television watching it because he was smiling for about 5 minutes after he missed it. So today I'm looking at him and I didn't feel it in my gut. And obviously if you don't hit the target, it's impossible to score. So I just didn't fancy him. Don't know what it was.
Are Liverpool going to have to find a new...
The man on the ball aren't getting that goal side of me. And it's all far too easy, especially if you're trying to win titles.
He's got to go. Yeah. He makes a mistake there.
But be aggressive.
It's brilliant.
It's like Trent's defending. We talk about Trent's, we see him get interviewed there. So I think sometimes players are too laid back.
What about the header from Firmino? I think you said it on commentary, Jamie. He had such an impact when he came on.
I thought he was brilliant when he come on.
He find a way through.
You need your goalkeeper. You need moments like this. I'm very quick to criticise goalkeepers. I'm not a big fan of goalkeepers. I think they get too much praise. But the last few minutes, this I think is unbelievable.
That is ridiculous.
With the deflection, you see the deflection. Brilliant. Get it over the line. I don't care. Improvise. Use your foot. He's got to get that over the. He's got it. I don't care how he does it.
But I was scratching my head. I'll be honest with you. I could not believe it when they bought him. But how he's sort of overtaken Leno, he's had to move on. His position obviously in the England squad now. And at times that can maybe cross the line and he gets involved in things that maybe he shouldn't. But you see his reaction when Mo Salah misses the penalties right in his face. He's fast, he's confident, he's cocky. But as I said, I can't believe what I've basically seen this season and the role he's played in this Arsenal title.
See, brilliant, Roy, wasn't it?
It was okay. He was screaming all day. Mick was like a madman in here. Honestly, I've never heard someone scream so much. But it was a mad, entertaining game. And again, it was brilliant to watch. Brilliant live.
It's been a strange day when as well.
The only way you keep pointing towards City is because obviously City have been down this road before over the last few years and getting over the line when it's been really tight, particularly when a brilliant Liverpool team have been pushing them. So that's where you'd be edging towards them. But I still think it was a great point for them. And you'd only say City are probably slight favourites. But obviously the big game coming up soon is when obviously Arsenal go to City. But I still think Arsenal are capable of going to City and getting a result. But the team that's hunting them down is one of the best teams we've ever seen in the Premier League, ever. I think they're an amazing team. We've got an unbelievable striker, brilliant manager, team with vast experience, world-class players. And that's why you'd probably still feel City are probably slight favourites. But I think Arsenal's point today could end up in a huge, huge point from them. Them games physically and emotionally will take a lot out of them when you're playing against a big team. Obviously the FA Cup will take care of itself, but I think the Champions League could just take a little bit away if they get through to the semis and the final. That could be an advantage towards Arsenal. There's players off the bench, the players who've been maybe in the background a little bit, who haven't done too much. A huge difference. They did for us with United 99. Lads who came off the bench who were brilliant, good squad players and took their chances when there was players like myself suspended or injuries. So the squad really can get you over the line. Key is you just focus on the next game. I know it's okay for the media and for all of us lads to look at the games coming up, but when you're in the dressing room, you're trying to win the big prizes and you're under the pressure, and you listen, you're travelling big games, European games, you focus on the next game. As a player, okay, the manager has to look at the bigger picture and start thinking maybe it can take a lesser team in a cup semi-final against a lesser team. But when we were in the zone, I don't remember one conversation we ever had beyond the next game. It's crazy. You can't do it.
How do you deal with that pressure, though?
For a big club like Man United, the expectations, you're expected to be competing at the end of the season for the big prizes. So, yeah, there's pressure there, but when you've got obviously a pretty decent manager, good staff, and a brilliant squad all behind you, I think you've got a chance. But you need a bit of luck along the way.
What did I socially done to you?
I've done a lot more.
He was just, I think he's going to get in a bit of trouble for that.
It's not as bad as it looks.
I think if he just missed a weekend and carried on, I think we'd all just, forgive him, wouldn't we? You know what I mean? I don't think it's that bad.
Baby. What a big baby. Just get on with the game. Baby.
Finish by talking about Liverpool.
Can't walk him out, honestly. Again, I think we've made the point there, and obviously the manager did. You saw the best and worst of Liverpool today. First half, bad. It reflects their season, really, what they're 7th or 8th in the league out of all the cup competitions. Then the second half, listen, a few subs came on and they showed a bit of fighting spirit. But their season so far has been really, really, really poor. But first half, shocking. Second half, absolutely fantastic. That's not enough to be classed as a great team over that number of years. No? Don't know what you're staring at me for. Not when you say a great team. No, that's not enough prizes to... They've been competing. They've been brilliant to watch. Yeah, but I would put that down as a great team.
I think we'd have won with United in 2008 to 11 more Champions Leagues if it wasn't for Barcelona, the greatest
Yeah, but
champion.
that's part of the game. You're just going to reel off names. That's part of the competition.
I do think for 3 years they were achieving a great level.
But they've been all over the place. When you look at the start of the season, how poor they were. And the biggest, I suppose, insult you can give this team is they're easy to play against. Easy. And I think that's gone back to the very start of the season. Teams have found it easy, whereas remember when they were at the very, very best, you were saying, you wouldn't have faced Liverpool today. Even Arsenal, they had got great joy in the first half. But every team now, most teams are getting a bit of joy against them. And again, if you're a footballer and people say, but you're really good at home, but you're not great away from, I think that'd be like a dagger in my heart.